Ladies and gentlemen, traders, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. It is that time once again. What time, you may ask? Winning time. It is time to win. So, before we get to all this winning, be sure to check out the disclaimer for those of you tuning in on YouTube. Remember that day trading is risky business. Risky business indeed. Remember, most traders out there are having a hard time, so take it slow. Utilize small size. Utilize simulators. Do not use money that you cannot afford to lose. Other than that, remember, copy trading does not work. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So keep that in mind as we go forward here throughout the day. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get locked in. So, the watch list. First order of business. I have SBEV continuation. There's also TGL. SBEV up 40%, TGL up 69%, and then MIRA up 41%. I'm also keeping an eye on continuation stock MURA. So we have an MIRA, MURA from yesterday as well. So let's see what we get. I'm going to post the watch list to the alert section. By the way, I didn't post the live stream. I can do that now. Let's delete this message, delete the prior message, the prior video. Guys, for those of you tuning in on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. I am live. Boom. Half the times that I shout out the live stream, I always say the best trader in the world is live and ready to go. Now, some of you may ask, why do I say such things? Well, it's this concept of to be the best, you have to believe that you're the best, as in the best version of yourselves, right? We got to keep working and chasing down our greatness every single day. Even today, we're going to get a chance to improve on things we could have done better the day before, right? Yesterday, the week before, the month before. And ultimately, that's how we really become more refined as traders. And so I encourage everyone here listening in to strive to be their best selves. So that's the watch list. So SBEV, let's get a couple of trend lines. Remember, if I sound like I have a lisp, it's because I have these aligners in. Just a heads up. So we got pre-market high at 485. Not bad. After hours, we went up there to about 450. Since then, we've pulled back, we've curled up, and here we are right now. So in our current range, high point 446. Initially, we had lows down at 397, but we broke below that level, pricing in new lows at 387. I'd love to see us holding above 397 though at the whole dollar. Would be really nice if that could happen. So I'm gonna have two trend lines there. Daily chart for SBEV, we got the 200 EMA up at 933. And other than that, we don't have too many levels here going back. Yeah, we don't have too many levels, so we'll see how actually I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. If it's really strong over 5 especially, I think we could see that $9 area. So that's SBEV up 42% with 20 million shares of volume. Next we have TGL, which is currently up 65%, 24 million shares of volume. I'm going to clear my drawing set here. Get some fresh trend lines. So 412 for highs pre-market. Our current range, lows of 298. We've pushed up here recently over the pre-market high. Well, not over the pre-market high, over the VWAP. And we have a high point of 365. Jeez. Okay. 365. What's wrong with my eyes today? I do like that it's a bit of an ABCD pattern. Our W is in here. We had the midpoint at 340. And our current consolidation is holding up 340, which is a good sign. Which means perhaps into the open, this one could, not guaranteed, but could continue. TGL. NB, let me just take a quick look here. Okay, not too much on this one yet. Guys, don't forget, if you're now tuning in on YouTube, to hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. We have 3 minutes here, so I'm going to get through the last stock and we'll be ready to go. Ready to go. Can you guys feel the green today? You have to believe. You have to believe it. Feel the green in your system, in your bones. And then into the open, it's a matter of executing and doing all the correct things to ensure success. Discipline, being reactive, being quick, following our rules. So lastly, MIRA, the last stock here, which is up 42% with 21 million shares of volume. Pre-market highs, we got 142. Low of our current pullback has been 125. 200 EMA on the dailies at 132. So it's right in the thick of things. Other than that, there are a few high points on the daily chart. You know, 150 might be an interesting level, but over the 200 EMA, we have 256. And then 270 as levels where we got, you know, gapped up and then came back down. There's a 2-minute warning, which means it's time to wrap it up and get ready for the open. So MIRA, you know, we'll see. And then I also have on watch MURA from yesterday, just in case it curls up, but a bit of a long shot. I think TGL into the open. TGL into the open, being that we're on this nice setup. Let me get my share size prepped. Small size first. 500 shares to start. And then I'll have SBEV on one of the other charts here to the side. MIRA as well. Those will be my top 3. So coming into the open, I want to remember a couple of key things. 1, small size first. 2, I want to try and build a cushion rather than just sizing up super aggressively right away. Even if a stock does look strong, I need beyond reassurance and just confirmation here that we're good before I really go full big boy size. Which might mean I might not maximize right away, but that's fine. Other than that, on the pullbacks, I want to remember to size down. I want to be quick, reactive. Don't want to be too slow here. Got to, have that good analysis, manage the trades well, and just be fast with the execution. So let's be disciplined. Let's trade to the best of our abilities. And let's also hit that thumbs up. And it's time to rock and roll here. Green day is the aim. So here we go. TGL. Not much right away here. Not much so far. SBEV at 420. Watching that one. STBX is halting up. We got SBEV back at the lows. TGL, perhaps we can see a red to green over 64. Right now, I just want to, take it slow, not be too aggressive just yet. We don't have anything that's just super obvious. Bit of a double top TGL. 74 is going to be a big level. There's 73. Can we get over 73? All right. We got 85 right there. Ooh, not a good fill. That's about to say we might see it go right over 4 here without a big pullback. A little early to that entry there. Waiting. The fills are quick, which I like, but the stock is also moving quick, so you got to be careful with that. But so far, so good. Are we going to sell off? Okay. It's a low pullback, reducing the risk. Low of 66 right there from a high of 405. Fairly low. I do like the recovery though. Back to 85, not bad. So at least that shows some good bullishness. Pretty low dip though. I had 82, thinking maybe low 70s at best, 73, 74. So I got stopped out of that one. We're back at 4. Quick pop. 87. What time is it? 36. Resumption for STBX is in 40 seconds. Twenty seconds for STBX resumption. There's 4 for TGL. Oh, nice, nice. I'm gonna miss that resumption as we're getting this crazy move here, TGL. It's inching up, but there's so much selling here. Look at that fill. Never good to buy at 12 and in at 18. Not great. Going down to 1,500 shares for now. 21 was the 1 minute candle to make the new high right there. Oh my god. Of course it gives out. Switching to STBX. Is there something on this resumption? There's 280. That thing evaporated from 95 to 77 in an instant. STBX leaving this alone. It's not moving right. It is not the best chart, so the daily chart, so I'll just leave it alone. We kind of should have already had over 3. It's still... Bro. TGL, disappointment. Can it hold up the 5-minute pullback? I mean, perhaps. We did have support 70 earlier. Complete rejection. And we're like, what is that, man? Alright, this one looks like it's cooked. Do we have anything else? Doing a full rotation. MURA. Not much. SVB. STBX, unless it holds over 3, hopefully gets halted up. The daily chart, not the best. This one has to hold over 3, or perhaps get halted up. The halt is at 47. What are these fills? Alright, maybe it needs a bigger pullback. Oh, the 5-minute chart doesn't really look too good if it does. It's cooked. Cooked. This is not it. Is there like a real stock? MGSM maybe? I guess it was a decent move, but one and done. MGSGM, MS. Oh no, this one is already back down. TGL, I think maybe I still sized up too quick. think I fell victim to sizing up too aggressively again. Didn't really quite get to build a cushion, and I thought about it, but I'm like, man, stock already looks pretty good. It's moving well. You know, let's try to capitalize on this dip, and then the way back up, the dip is into oblivion. There's nothing that's looking good. If this one halted, there's ZEO over VWAP, but we'll see if it does get going. The halt is at 29. 38 for the halt up for ZEO. Well, let's see, hopefully it gets halted up. ZEO halting up. ZEO false halt. Fuck's sakes, man. Can we... Okay. The halt is now at 55. I'd like to see the retest of 50 here eventually. Over 30. Can we see over 30? Not really getting that bounce yet. There's a minute left in the 5-minute candle. Can we see over 30? There's 22, 23. Do I hear over 30 here? Adding 25. Can we see over 30? Can we see over 50 now for the high? Retest of the high. There's sellers mid 30s. But so far holding up though. The last 5-minute candle closed pretty bullish, so it's not a bad sign. Watching ZEO here, waiting patiently. Would love to see retest the 50 here. OST. OST is halted down. Okay. ZEO, what is it going to be? Up or down? Got 43, which is not what I wanted there. Oh, I could have got that if I got that better fill. Bro, way to cook me with the fills, man. Anyhow, this is a double top. It didn't go. Are we going to see a pullback here? There's 50 again. Okay, over 50. Can we hold over 50 is the key here. And we cannot, at least not right away. Still fighting. We'll see if the candle closes above this level here. Wow. Bills, man. 10-cent winner is a loss there. Like, come on. Nah, not as brutal. It's like a struggle for these stocks right now, man. It's like a struggle to get anything. Low bounce 45. Low. Are we going to be able to hold up here, or will we see that bigger pullback? And view up is no good. Are we holding? Can we see 20 on the bounce? Well, these stocks are like so trash, bro. WIMI. Maybe this is the one. Oh, I should have pulled this one up sooner. Dang, that looks like a crazy dip and rip right there. Of that last halt. Halting up. Nothing is holding up the first pullback, it seems. The volume, though, on this first dip and rip was questionable. Second candle had much better volume and good range, too. High of 640, low of 550, dollar share. And then from 74 to 40, not bad. Well, 74 to 67, actually. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, how much shares do I want to use and how much money do I want to risk? That's the first question here. Right now I'm red 300. Red 1K to flat. Maybe even green like $100. Now red 300. So I don't think any size right away here will make sense. So I'm gonna just stick to smaller size. I'll just keep a position if I need it, but the first trade for sure, smaller size. There's 2 minutes, 40 seconds. We got 1 minute, 40 seconds. Guys, don't forget if you're watching on YouTube to hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. We go live every morning, every weekday morning at 9:15 a.m. market time to live trade here in the small cap land. So far, so good. The last 5-6 years. A little bit of a slower start this year, but you know, not bad. Today, the momentum a little bit on the quieter side, and we're not really seeing a lot of follow through. As in, we'll get a first move maybe, but then after that, we're just like back down to the lows and making new lows. So I'm still searching for what I like to call the stock of the day, which is the stock that holds up the first pullback, keeps going, second pullback holds up, keeps going, and then maybe fizzles out. So maybe that's WIMI, I would hope. I got smaller size to start. We're halted up at 667. And I'm gonna be looking for what I like to call the dip and rip. We're up at 67. I'd like to see it open and go even higher. And then once it pulls back, I'm gonna be looking to be aggressive. This trade is high risk, high reward. So no fear, no hesitation. In the next 7 seconds at 667, here we go. Okay. 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 Dip, dip, dip. Only 68, but I'll take it. Taking 30. And it's not gonna be great. Okay. First dip didn't hold, second dip didn't bounce. I'm in on both. Okay. That halt down was very close. Didn't happen. Can we see a retest of the highs eventually? And then no micro on the way up. Great. Ah, come on. So 09 was the dip, but the halt down was so close. A little bit of a risky trade there to take. But it is going to work out for anybody that's willing to jump in again. Third try the charm. Third try the charm. Stock, bro. And it's not ready. Okay. 90. Yeah, with that hesitation, that's a little obvious. So the high's at 26. 52 is the halt up again if it goes. Six nine. Brutal. Fill is so slow. Okay. Gotta be careful. Alright, you see it in the depths here. Didn't follow my intuition to add. A little soft on that push. Okay. I'm getting smoked. 615 for the lows. Halted down. At least we're not trapped in the halt down. I guess that's good news, but the sub VWAP dip at 30, no good. All the way to the halt down. The resumption trade, we didn't really get the dip and rip right away. It was more of an extended dip for the whole dollar. 68.30 didn't work. 30 was a good entry, but once we popped up, it was just back down immediately. So from 30 to 50, I'm not even sure of my fills in that one. But I got out fairly quick on that first entry, so that wasn't too bad. Yeah, 68 to 50 honestly is not too bad. So I got in at 30, but to sell at 50, it was already back down at 30, like instantly after the push to 50. And I got filled at 32 all the way to 51 fills, which is like pretty brutal. So my average probably was like 40 something in that trade. Sold that one at 37 and then missed the dip down at 6 because it was so close to the halt level. And then the depths after that. Okay. All right. And the trade up at 18 was a pretty poor trade, just a little too aggressive because of the hesitation up there. I mean, pretty decent, but this one, not too good. Entry wise. Okay, waiting on something else. On the resumption, how's our volume looking? It looks okay. On the 5, we could see a bit of a bigger pullback, and then the red to green. But from 26 down to 15, I'd suspect, especially if it gaps where it's showing it'll gap, it might be a 10-minute halt, and there should be a bounce. Unless there's an offering or something. So red 1K to green 100 to then now red 1K again after these losses. It's showing $5, 5.10 resumption, which would be $1 a share or lower than where we are now. That would be a brutal resumption if anyone is caught in the halt down. Yesterday we saw momentum later throughout the day, so I'll definitely keep the scans turned on. The key though is to not hit max loss here and then like have to leave, because then you have no chance at the later moves. Indeed. Little bit of red to wake me up from this slumber. STBX is back at the VWAP area. Showing 550 resumption now in the next 40 seconds. $19 seconds to resumption. It might be a 10-minute halt is my guess, but just in case, we're showing 557. 5 seconds. Yeah, 10 minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. It's climbed up a fair bit. 560 versus 505 is pretty significant. STBX below VWAP. Can we get above VWAP? Hold above the level. Some volume, but we'll see. STBX. Back down 67. VWAP is at 79 though, so 82 back to 70 on the bids. Not love what I'm seeing, but it could work. Two minutes 50 seconds to resumption. We're now showing 588, which is kind of high versus 505. It might just resume at like 6. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. We go live every weekday morning around 9:15 a.m. So far today, I'm getting slapped up Markets battling back, giving me a little uppercut or two. But nothing I haven't seen 1,000 times before. Right now is all about keeping your cool, remaining disciplined. You got to stay focused on the A quality opportunities. Do not give in to any temptations, but do all the correct things to give yourself a good chance here on the day. Right now, I feel pretty good. Like, being down 1K is not great, but it's like if there's just something decent, like I can make the money back no problem, especially if I'm using size. But will we see something decent? That's the biggest thing here. Can we see some prolonged, sustained, strong moves? So WIMI resumption is coming up. It's showing $6 resumption. We're halted down at 6.15. Initially, I was looking to insta buy, which it would have been risky, but I'm not going to do that anymore. But we'll see what it does after resumption. I'm willing to give the dip a chance, but if I'm not accurate with the dip, I'll definitely lose more. So I got to be careful here. 7 seconds. Here we go. WIMI. It's gonna give a bounce. Not bad still. It's gonna give a bounce. Alright, good, because if they had filled me at like 18 there, bro, I've got to go to war with this platform. So many of those trades where you buy like a second before the move and then you still get filled into the moon. Let's see if it starts to give a range, and then we've seen a few of these bounce back. We'll see. This is a guy that's 50 is pretty impressive here so far. It's a good sign. I hope it doesn't go all the way up in one move, because then I'm probably not going to get back in. Should have hit the bids. I'm in 10 cents higher than I would have loved to be in, but okay. Ah, you son of a gun, you son of a gun. They love to play with me with these fills. I'm gonna sell some early to then buy back again if I can. If it gives the chance to. This time I'm gonna do it the right way and not take the risk of getting a crazy fill. And of course, with the limit order, I do not get filled. I can try again. Let's see how it plays out. Of course, it's coming down, and I get slippage. Instead of selling at 6 where I sold, I'm out at freaking 90 at 90. All right, to the depths of this stock, man. Getting cooked. I love the move pullback, which is fine, but after such a big move up, would have loved to see the higher low hold up. $92, $83, $83 to $98. 90 to 65 bounce. All right, I'm officially cooked here on the day. At think shutting it down and coming back later might be the best move. If something else is strong. We could have done without that loss just now. That's a 20+% loss, 2,000 shares. Or more than 20 cents, actually, like 25 cents. All right, looks like this one is done. Is there anything hitting the scans? KSCP, AMRC. AMRC seems like a... Oh, this doesn't seem good. Case SCP. I have no idea why a stock like that would ever hit the scan. Even this one. Why would this ever hit the scan? You know? So I'm already seeing like these scanners can be better. So like, I think building my own scanner is going to have to be the move here. Right? That way everything that ever hits it is just the stock that we would ever want to trade, you know? Like this is just, there's nothing here. Just this is the depths. I do not want to see anything outside the criteria, brother. STBX. So I'm now red 1400 after that massive loss. Red here, let me go to single screen. Red 900 WIMI. Red 900 on TGL. Freaking TGL. And then only green 400 bucks ZEO. So red 1800 and only like a $400 winner to offset the losses there. And this stock, I think we were closer to 900 and gave back off the top. WMI just brutal on that resumption. Brutal, brutal, brutal. High risk, high reward. Half the fight is also the fill sometimes, you know, like there have been trades earlier where I'm like, I'm in and I'm already out selling for 10-cent gain. I look back and I lost 20, 30 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks. You know, some trades like that are pretty brutal. And then even here, WIMI. I mean, you know, the stocks are volatile. If you use a market order, you got to expect some slippage. The entry at 30 after the first resumption I traded. That was a great sell to then buy back. But, you know, I'm in at 30. Looking to sell over 50, instantly back down at 30. And I look at my fills, I'm filled from 30 all the way to 50. It's like, bro, I didn't have a chance in that trade. Like that, you know, no matter how good I thought that trade was in my mind, I was cooked from the start. So maybe STBX is the last chance here. If it gets going over VWAP. If it gets going over VWAP, you know, we'll see. $10:30 a.m. So for those people heading out at 10:30, have a good rest of the day. I know a lot of you guys have either the day job or other things, other projects that you'll start throughout the rest of the day. Yeah, some people are asking about like the change from Momo to this other scanner here and Day Trade Dash. The issue that I had with Momo is the same issue that I'm seeing that I might be having here, which is that this scanner may be a little noisy. Well, Momo's definitely was, you know, pretty noisy. So I'd asked the owner of Momo Pro maybe like 5 or 6 times over the last 2-3 years to add a filter to the high-low stream where a stock would only hit that stream if it's over 20% and have a certain amount of volume. And it's a pretty simple filter, I would think, to add in, like software-wise, like engineering-wise, coding-wise. but it was never added, and so the stream remained noisy like all the time. So trying something new here to see if it'll be better. So far, I mean, it's decent, but we'll see over more time. But like here's like a comparison, right? Like I can pull up Momo here. Momo Pro. Hold up. STBX, are we going? Hold on, hold that thought for a second there. STBX, right at the VWAP. If this stock happens to be weak, I'm definitely shutting it down. Moment of truth right here. I only got small size, but okay. How well can we keep holding up? Man, the fills are brutal, boy. Brutal. Jeez Louise. It hasn't broken below the support yet, which is good. So maybe the longer hold here, perhaps a little bit better. Well, this thing needs to hold up and go over 3 and give us a sweet move. Come and save this day from complete and utter. I gotta stop speaking in such dramatic ways, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. 281, let's see what it does. Okay, okay, okay. Taking 92. Boom, nice, nice. And it might be failing miserably. We should try again. Boy, the fills are cooking me alive. Got murdered in one of those trades. We got a high of 311. I guess so far so good, nevertheless. It's actually, that's fine, that's fine. Whatever. Bro, this stock is just... What I don't like is that we're seeing a push coming in, and then the bids are down like 9 cents. It's like you could get caught in some areas. There's 03 to 96 right there. It's a tough one, a tough one. Come on, come on. I'll fly. Alright, I'll take 90. Well, I tried to take 99, I get 91. Great. And let's see. Uh, this stock, I'm already seeing like, I'm thinking like, is this stock gonna make sense? I, I'm leaning towards it's not gonna make sense. I'm gonna size down. Let me start by sizing down just to make sure, because if I lose big on this thing, I'm gonna go crazy. What is it gonna be? Why is the volume slowing down so much? It's not instant. 73, big level, 73, big level. Okay, it's held. I'm gonna try for 81. Tight stop. It seems like a retest of the original support here. I'm gonna re-average. I might not get a chance to re-average though, we'll see. Yeah. I was a little too skeptical to just jump in right away. This cannot afford to go down to like 50, 60, right? If that happens, this is done. And done, so. Alright, I mean. Hmm. And it is done, so. It just comes down so fast, too. No chance to keep that where I would want to keep it for the stop. 73. Are we going to see an epic red to green? And probably not. Alright, I think that's the day. Plus 200, minus 200 there. Alright, that's the morning. If something else moves, I'll trade it later with smaller size first, and then I'll see you guys in the recap. I don't want to just tragic. Oh, okay, hold up. TGL. Miraculous red to green here. This one could be good. Round 2, redemption time. Hold up. So, what was that high? 86 and 62. Alright, just 1,000 shares first. Can we not retest 80 here? Holy smokes, bro. What is... Alright. This day is donezo for me. Bro, that's just not okay. No, I had no intuition that that was even possible to happen there. We always know it's a thing that we can see the flush, but I'm thinking double bottom VWAP 62, maybe add back that 250 shares and look for the push to 80. Come on. Trying to hold the support trade and it's taking me to the depths. All right, I think this is a clear sign here. You know, $1,400, more than enough to walk away and shut it down. Just imagine if I had size in that trade. Goodness. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'll get caught up with the comments and then I'm out of here. We had a couple of call outs in the chat, couple of call outs in the chat room. I had one of the chat room members there talking about how to potentially start working on a scanner. I'll save that info for later. And then let's see the YouTube live stream. Did I miss anything? Market is slow. Yeah, Zendu is not bad. How do you know if you're ready to size up? Typically, you know, if you're new to the markets and you prove with smaller size that, you know, you have the hang of what you're doing, you show consistent profits for at least 2-3 months, at least 3 months. I think at that point it'll make sense to size up. There are some people even in these type of markets, you know, they're threading the needle well and still getting nice days. So, you know, if your metrics are backing you up and you feel pretty confident, I'd say you can, you know, start increasing size. Some people, depending on how you kind of treat size mentally, like some people will be using 10 shares. Marcelo, good example of this. But in his mind, he's always adding the extra zeros, and it's actually 1,000 shares for him. So when he does, you know, when he is ready to size up, and he did, he just went straight to 1,000 shares rather than going from 10 to maybe 100, then to, you know, 150 or 300, whatever. So there's two ways. You can do it in increments, or you can just, you know, kind of go to a specific number. But if you weren't mentally, you know, probably not use that word. If you weren't mentally, you know, familiar with those losses or gains, if you do it off the bat, it could mess with you. So it's just something to think about, that if you do size up to a big block or a bigger block, it could be from like 10 shares to 500 or to 1,000. You have to just keep in mind what the winners and losses will be, right? And you still have to stick to the fundamentals of the trade. If you're in a great A quality setup and, you know, you're looking for, let's say, a 15-cent move, you know, not because you're up 3 cents, 4 cents, you're selling the trade because you're seeing that you're up 40 bucks and you were never up $40 before. You still want to treat the trade the same, keep the stops the same, etc. TGL still fighting. From these stocks, man, I tell you. Oh yeah, we had the Momo convo versus the day trade dash convo. So I was talking about the high-low stream, and or essentially let's just call it a the high of day scanner for Momo. A little noisy. Like look at this, right? It's a little noisy, and this is where I wanted to have the filter. Like if I search up all these stocks right here, right? AESI, MSTR, USARW, PLL. If I search these stocks up, they're just not what I need. TGL. So that was my thing. It's like, can we get that filter added? And it's like the filter never came after a couple of years. So it's like, all right, I'm just going to try something new here to see if it can be better. Honestly, the Zendu scan is not bad either. It does have a little bit of a YouTube delay, like maybe 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. But it's not honestly not bad, right? I think whatever works for each of us, that's the way to go. But everything else to me seems the same in terms of the halt scanner, the popular continuation stocks, and then the the gap stocks overnight. Like everything else seems the same. This one does have the 1 minute chart though, if you're into that stuff. I meant to say the 10-second chart, the 10-15 second chart. And I haven't looked at anything else in this platform besides the scanner because that's the only thing like I'm kind of really interested in is scanners. I think Thinkorswim also offers scanners too. I mean, whatever works, right? That's the key. Red Day recap, man. I felt so much green in my dreams, in my sleep. I woke up feeling green, and here I am to this reality of red. Punch me in the mouth to remind me that day trading is hard. And these freaking stocks, man. Only if you can just catch a stock and just, give it a knuckle or two. Mm-mm-mm-mm. How's the overall market doing? I heard there's some Nvidia news. SPY is down a little bit. Not too bad though. Bank earnings seems to be good so far, right? For those of you following the earnings calls, bank earnings are doing all right, it seems like. Maybe setting the tone a little bit here. You got big tech coming up soon. It'll be good to see strong earnings in this type of environment. But of course, guidance is where a lot of people might be looking to see, especially with the tariffs. Most companies probably won't even give any guidance because, nothing is really set in stone just yet with the tariffs. So we probably have to wait another quarter or two to really see what's going on. Well, I'll be buying the dip. I'm a young individual. I have no plans on pulling my money out anytime soon. If the dip keeps going lower, I'll just keep buying the dip because again, my time horizon is so long here, and this is cash that I will not need anytime soon here. 5 years, even 6 years, 8 years. So even if we get another 30% pullback from me, that'll be like the best thing I could ever ask for right now. To just keep buying the dip over and over every day, slowly averaging in, slowly, until I can't buy anymore, and then over time, letting the market do its thing. But if the market is to ever go to zero, we have bigger problems to worry about than money in an account. So, you know, it kind of seems pretty obvious what I need to do here. But we want to be well diversified, of course. I think being over leveraged into one thing is never a good idea because we've seen big companies fail before. So SPY will be my best friend here over the next couple of years. SPY will be my best friend. Good old SPY. A lot of, you know, the average age in the community is around 35 to 45. So a lot of you guys will probably have already had or have, let's say, good portfolios set up, well diversified portfolios, which is always good news, you know. Some people maybe via the 401ks, things like that. Some IRAs. Webull actually had a nice day here so far. TGL still, you know, fighting. For those of you looking to go the distance. By the way, if you have E-Trade Pro, right, for anybody who might have E-Trade Pro, you can always watch Bloomberg TV on here if you're ever interested in, like, you know, what's going on in the overall market. People will use like CNBC and, you know, so forth, but this one is not bad either. You can tune in with Vonnie Quinn, Kaylee Lyons, and the others. Raymond Bosco or something like that. I think the other guy's name is. A couple of them. It's actually pretty decent, and it's just, you know, straight financial news, unlike like regular news. I'll tune in from time to time, listen in, and they'll cover any and every important economic data or um, any sort of speech that Congress will do. So it's pretty decent, and it's free if you have E-Trade Pro. E-Trade Pro. This TGL is a wild one. Look at this. You know, I mean, the halt up is all the way at 450, but look at that, man. Look at that. These stocks are brutal right now. Here's a look at the Bloomberg TV.
And I want to pull up the VIX here because it's almost perfectly flat on the day, even with the sell-off we're seeing. Trading with a 30 handle here.
I'm not going to share this for too long. Just like a quick look at what it looks like.
Intraday level that we hit last week, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we're all a little bit exhausted.
Yeah, Nick Colas is calling that 35 level the danger zone on.
You know, this is still news at the end of the day, so yeah, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, but it's good to at least keep up to date. STBX being mentioned. Ay. OMEX.
OMEX.
Okay, I think that's it. I don't want to stick around here too long and like get enticed. I don't think, trading right now is a good idea. I want to wait, let this, first wave of momentum die out, and then maybe 1 p.m., 2 p.m. when, something strong, fresh, new comes up, and then I can try and get a bit of a redemption story here, small size first, but if not, it's fine. Gotta try and manage here, keep it tight. What I've noticed overwhelmingly with my red days is that my accuracy is just, like way below 40%.
IPX.
Stock like WIMI, almost every trade was a losing trade. TGL, similar. It just seems like on my red days, like I'm just not accurate for one reason or another.
KIDZ.
Sometimes it does have to do with like emotions and things like that, but other times, just getting cooked in some decent areas. But yeah, take care, stay safe, stay green, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the recap today. There will be a recap today around 4 p.m. Eastern time, market time. And tomorrow again at 9:15 a.m. for another live stream. It's been Relentless Trader, your favorite day trade YouTuber, your favorite YouTuber in general. Stay tuned. We do have more content coming.
VIST.
We got a success story coming out on Sunday. And we have the official Team House vlog coming out on Saturday. So at 8:30 a.m. market time, that vlog will be out on Saturday. And then 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, there'll be a success story. We have other things too coming, so stay tuned, stay safe, stay green, and I'll catch you guys later. It's been the Pastor, and I'm out like Sal.